Excuse me. What in the world are you thinking?
Mean Gene, the first thing you need to do is to tell these people to shut up if you want to hear what I gotta say.
What up, y'all? It's KMB, the Sexy Ninja, and the place to be for a Paper Saber universe, and this is the New World Podcast, brother. We're going to talk about Monday Night Raw, October 30th, 2023. Michael Cole, Wade Barrett on commentary, and we start the show off with Rhea Ripley. This is my brutality! Coming out with Dirty Dom and JD McDonough, and talking about how the Judgment Day is running things, and how Rhea's going on about how, we got matches set up tonight. Damian versus Sami Zayn. JD McDonough is going to take on Seth Rollins. And right when she's getting to what she needed to get to, Sami Zayn interrupts her. I just love her reaction. She's like, God damn it, son of a bitch. And Sami cuts this great promo, this passionate, just makes, it's saying like, you are the bullies, you're this, you're that, you're this. And if I have to be something, I'm rebellion. I'm rebelling against this, rebelling against you. I know that's coming from a real place, with Sami. And it was a very passionate promo. And of course, the number games are about to get on him. And then here comes Ricochet for the help, and this sets up our first match of the night, Dominic Mysterio versus Ricochet. Of course, Dominic Mysterio beats Ricochet, but Ricochet wasn't having it, especially after the loss. He just went after, everybody and, held them all off because Ricochet, I'm glad that Triple H is still keeping him in the fold of things. That I'm really glad that Triple H knows that he is an uber talent, and I think he does deserve to get the IC title one day, even the United States Championship one day. So this was a fun match, though. Dominic Mysterio versus Ricochet. I really enjoyed this. DIYs back together. They had the package and everything for them after this. Then we had these really cool packages throughout the night with Raquel, Nia Jax, we had Zoe, everybody that's in that Fatal 5-Way, Raquel Rodriguez, Rhea Ripley, all for Crown Jewel this Saturday. Alpha Academy versus the Creed brothers. They are now on the main roster, and I am so happy. The first team to face on, Monday Night Raw, the Alpha Academy. You got Tozawa, you got Maxine outside, you got Otis, you got Chad Gable, the Mat Master, the Mathematician. Oh, now I told my wife, I was like, hey, watch these guys. The Creed brothers. Hoo, baby, baby, baby. And they delivered, man. The Creed brothers won. They got recognition from Alpha Academy. And I saw a really cool sign. The Creed brothers are the future, and I believe so indeed. Ivy Nile's still with them. They didn't change them or break them down into anything else. I'm really glad. I'm really happy with what they did. This debut was great. Because usually when people debut, they debut with, like, new music. They debut with, like, new gear and some weird new direction. No, they kept the Creed brothers and Ivy Nile the same, And I'm really happy about that. Give them a chance to take this tag team division on the main roster to the next level. And getting the love and praise from the Alpha Academy is fucking awesome. It's awesome. Damian and Finn are backstage. Here comes the New Day Trick or Treat. They're dressed up as Damian and Mommy, and they're like, you get it, and then Kofi has this really cool purple container that says "Senior Money in the Bank" on it, and he's like, yeah. He goes, "What are you guys?" He goes, "You don't get it? We're the New Judgment Day." Here comes Dom and Rhea, JD, and everyone's after Mommy. Xavier's like, "Hey." But this was a little bit of like Damian gets a little pissed off. He's like, "Yeah, he goes, I don't know where did I miss a meeting? I know there's no leaders in the Judgment Day, but people assigning us matches and stuff." And Rhea's like, hey, I'm just handling business. We're the Judgment Day. Let's handle Judgment Day business, okay? All of us. Miz TV with Gunther. He tries to introduce Gunther. Gunther doesn't want to come out, though. And we had Vinci and Ludwig come out, and they're like, yeah, the ring general doesn't need to be here, blah, blah, blah. And a little bit of tension between Ludwig and Vinci, over the past few weeks. And it built up here, and Gunther finally comes out, and he tells me, it's like, hey, this is 2023. Who the hell still has a talk show? He goes, and I think he means like in the professional wrestling world, and he just like goes on like, hey, you don't deserve my presence. You don't deserve this championship. You don't deserve any of me inside this sacred ring, this sacred mat that I'm standing on, that you have made a mockery of, basically, from what Gunther is very passionate about being who he is. And Miz, cuts a great promo, goes after Gunther, says he made that IC championship relevant again and everything like that. So, a lot of passion for Miz. That's what I liked. I really liked that there was a lot of passion for Miz and setting up this rivalry between Miz and Gunther. And I think when Miz was attacking Gunther, we got some cheers to go along with it. So I'm guessing we're getting a babyface turn for the Miz. He hasn't been on TV in a while, so he's been slowly trickled in. But I think Miz is going to be semi-face, but he's still going to be the Miz. DIY versus Imperium, after all this, and they come out. This was a good match. All these matches were a banger, man. Alpha Academy, Creed Brothers, Dominic and Ricochet, DIY versus Imperium. I'm glad to see DIY back. We have a Shinsuke promo afterwards, saying like, come on, unleash the beast, basically. We have a Candice LeRae package, and I like these packages. They're just basically re-showing who these talents are, especially for people who are new to viewers and stuff like that. And I'm glad we got Candice LeRae, give her some love and everything like that. But we have Candice LeRae versus Xia Li. This was okay. The finish was weird. I don't know if Candice actually got knocked out, but Xia Li does that kick, and the ref says nope, and basically rings the bell, and Xia Li wins. Candice LeRae's out. I mean, she went boop, dook, like a tree. Sammy and Jay are backstage, with Jackie. Well, Sammy and Jay backstage like, yo, dog, that was passionate. Oh, yeah, my dog. And then Jackie comes and interviews Jay. And Jay's like, hey, what if I get back that championship? Me and Cody and everything like that. So, yeet. Candice LeRae's backstage with the trainer. Everyone's checking on her. Indy Hartwell and everybody like that. Drew McIntyre package. And, he has some truth. And if you've read his autobiography, he talks about him facing Brock Lesnar and the time he had to go film that match and everything like that. And, like, winning the Royal Rumble in front of that huge crowd. This is his year. And this package speaks a lot of truth. But Seth later on goes after him about it. The pandemic hit, there was no crowd, there's no this, and then we had Thunderdome. It's crazy to think that was a few years ago. There's no crowd at WrestleMania, and they did the best they could. And he talks about, he won the championship, took it home, put it away in his closet, couldn't tell anybody what was going on, and he watched WrestleMania live like the rest of us when it aired, because they pre-taped a bunch of the matches, during that week. So he got to watch it with us, and it was a moment where he got to beat Brock Lesnar and no crowd. He won the championship. He was a fighting champion during the pandemic, but, this match is very important to him for when he faces Seth at Crown Jewel. So I really did enjoy this package. And if you haven't read his book yet, it's a good one. It's a good one. Seth Rollins versus JD McDonough comes up, but Seth cuts a promo before, and this is where Seth just lays into it. He's like, oh, Drew, boo-hoo, there was a lot. He goes, you think you had it bad because you didn't get the championship moment you wanted? People were losing their jobs. People were getting sick. He's going on and on about this. And he says, you are the only one to blame. You keep blaming the Judgment Day for your failure. You keep blaming this. He goes, at Crown Jewel, I'm going to beat you. But if you do beat me, I will gladly shake your hand. But I just love when he's like, boo-hoo. I was like, damn, Seth. Seth versus JD McDonough. This was a fun match. Damian comes out, but Seth still gets the win. This match was good. All these matches tonight were bangers, man. I think this is probably one of my favorite Monday Night Raws so far. Adams backstage with Ricochet. Ricochet has his problems, and Chelsea and Piper interrupt Adam. And, this sets up, because we have a trick or street fight next. And then Ivar and Valhalla get to Adam. They're like, we need to talk in your office. And then he's like, He said this last week, so I wonder if this is going to be his catchphrase. I need a drink. Adam Pearce. So, Becky backstage interview before the next match. Xia Li interrupts again, and Becky's like, yo, we'll go toe-to-toe right here, right now. And Xia's like, no, my time. And I love what Becky did right here, when she's all, when Xia walked away. When then? What time? You keep saying it's time. It's time right now. Is it not, like, what time do you want to do this? Like, because you keep interrupting me over and over again. It's been 3 weeks. Damn it. Trick or street fight. Okay. So, on Collision, Shida and Abaddon had a similar match because it's spooky season. Spooky season means we get these gimmicky matches. And I will admit, I like the trick or street fight a little bit more. And I know I was very critical about that fight, the Fright Night one. But they did something in this match that made me believe it a little bit more, especially with the candy corn. I know everyone's be like, you are like so shitting on the gummy bears and whatnot spot. I go, but you know, I don't know. There was more to this match, like kendo sticks, like looking like candy cane. I mean, not candy canes, candy corn. Bobbing for apples. There was more going on, more Halloween stuff going on, and Chelsea Green got the win over Natalya. That candy corn spot was dope. I really enjoyed this match, and I know people are gonna be like, "Oh, you shat on Shida and Abaddon and blah blah," but I was like, "Yeah, you know." And there's a great spot where Nikki's in the table, and she just has that look like, Then Chelsea's selling it so well. She pulls the pumpkin head off, and she's like, "Ah!" She comically puts the pumpkin head on her and starts stumbling around. You know, I think that's just great timing with Chelsea. But she got the win over Natalya, and I don't think this is over. What's going on with Nikki Cross? What is going on with Nikki Cross is the big question. You know, Damian Priest versus Sami Zayn, our main event. A lot going on here. Ended in a DQ because Finn, Dom, Jay hits Damian, you know, and causes the DQ and everything like that, but it just ends in utter chaos. And the best part about this whole thing is, and this was a fun match, Damian versus Sami Zayn. But after all of it, after the DQ, after Jay, and here comes Cody coming out. You know, he has his ankle wrapped because of what Damian did, and he picks up that mic. He drops JD McDonough twice on the announcer's table, and that was fucking cool, man. And he cuts this great promo on Damian. He says, hey, you know, I'm going to, at Crown Jewel, you know, I'm getting back on my path. I'm getting back on my road, and I got to tell you, my road goes through, you know, my road is at Crown Jewel, and you are in my way, and I'm going to go right through you. I was like, damn, Cody. Oh, got me all pumped up, just like Sami Zayn's promo at the starting of the show. And then Cody cuts a great promo, and I'm just like, oh, my God, this is a Monday Night Raw for the books. Solid 5 out of 5, man. Banger match. You know, this is the first time I'm like, what's my favorite match of the night? Oh, Alpha Academy and the Creed Brothers. That was some good shit. Dominic Mysterio, Ricochet, you know, like Seth Rollins versus JD McDonough. Even the trick or street fight, man. Like, everything was great tonight. Everything was clicking. Everything was like, it was a fast 3 hours. And this was a good Monday Night Raw. And now we're going into Halloween Havoc Night 2. We're going to get Ilya Dragunov and Carmelo Hayes 3. I'm excited about that, baby. So tell me what you thought of the show. Drop those comments below. Hit that like, hit the subscribe, share it with your grandma, share with the bum down at Walmart. Go to ProWrestlingTees.com/New World Podcast. Get yourself the sweet nWp logo. And remember that the New World Podcast is for life, brother.
Regular viewers of NXT are already aware, but if you haven't seen the Creed Brothers in action before, believe me, you are in for a treat.